Mr. McCaul.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of this resolution. I've long maintained that provocations by Vladimir Putin and his cronies require a decisive and forceful response by the United States. As a former chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, I led the effort to strengthen our cyber defenses so that Russia cannot attack our political institutions and undermine our democracy. I've seen the classified reports, and I know the threats. I take a backseat to no one in confronting Russia's malicious activities. The whole world has seen Russia's aggression in Ukraine and its support for Assad's brutality in Syria. Bottom line, Putin's Russia is an adversary and must be treated as one. An effective foreign policy needs to use all economic and diplomatic tools to confront belligerent behavior by a foreign power. Those who threaten America and our allies need to understand that they will pay a heavy price so long as those threats persist. As someone who believes that partisanship should stop at the water's edge, as the chairman often says at our foreign affairs briefings, I don't believe that this issue should divide our two parties. In fact, it should unite us. But this also means that Congress must guard against playing partisan politics with sanctions. We must impose them when they are warranted, and we must allow them to be lifted when they have accomplished their goals. I think many members find Treasury's case for delisting these particular Russian companies to be arguably have an argument, but not very compelling. For example, some still have questions about whether moving some of the oligarch shares to a family charity and to a sanctioned Russia bank will sufficiently sever the control and enrichment that he currently enjoys, and whether we can adequately monitor that with transparency. And even though we may have a good faith disagreement about the wisdom of this particular delisting at this point in time, I do want to commend the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control. They implement and police many of the sanctions that Congress enacts, and there are good reasons for their bipartisan reputation for integrity and professionalism. But because we cannot be sure that we have removed the heavy hand of this Russian oligarch, I cannot support the delisting of these sanctioned entities at this point in time. And therefore, I support this resolution, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from New York.